Welcome back to the channel, Pokemaniacs. We have the latest Jazwares figure. Today we're opening up the 6-inch super articulated Zeraora figure. This and Golisopod have been heavily anticipated and we finally got our hands on it. So today we're going to go through a couple topics with this. One, we'll look at the overall look of the figure. We'll take a look at the paint and the seams on the figure. And then we're going to go ahead and put the joints to the test and kind of see how things kind of hold together. So far on the internet, it seems like a lot of people are commenting about how the joints maybe aren't like completely solid, so I want to try it out for myself and kind of see how it holds up. Alright, so we got the figure out of the box here. The yellow pieces, like on his thighs, I don't know why, but like, I don't think it shows up, but it just feels like there's like an oiliness to it. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But overall, like just looking at the figure, I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. Like, I think Zeraora is a pretty cool looking Pokemon. Really nice looking figure. Like, I like the colors. I think they're reproduced really well. And I think the size, I mean, it's a 6-inch figure, but I think it's a good size also for this type of Pokemon. Now, Jazwares sometimes is a little notorious for having some imperfections in paint. So, taking a closer look here, I don't know, this spot on its face is, I don't know, it's pretty good, but there's just like, there's some indentation that's not filled in. There's like a minor scuff on his face that wasn't from me. And there are, hopefully this is showing up on the camera, but like right here, there's just some like extra, like additional like texture that was added in. I don't know if that was intentional or not though, that is my issue. Because I don't see it on this other side of his head. And even in the chest, like right here, let's see if I can get like a glare on there, but there's just some like additional texturing to the plastic mold. So I don't know, interesting. Doesn't really like bother me that much, but it's just things I'm noticing. The seams are actually pretty good on this figure. Like there's just around the collar right there, you can kind of see some of the seams, and then obviously like in the joints and stuff you can see that, but like the head sculpt is actually pretty nice. There's not like an awkward seam going around the face, or like it's not cut in half basically, so like they hid those pretty decently. Obviously these finger ones, the joints are pretty apparent there, but I think that's also kind of like the style of the Pokemon. And even through here on the thighs, like there is a seam there, but like I don't know, like it's blended really well on both of those legs. So pretty nice job actually on the seams. Paint job, it's pretty good. It's just like some spots like that where like they didn't fully paint in the whole like area, but like I said, I'm nitpicking it. It looks pretty good. The claws on the hands also like would be an area I would imagine probably would have some blemishes, but those actually also again look pretty good. And even on the feet, like all really good. It just again, they maybe missed a little bit on like filling in the total shape of these like circles to really get the paint like looking perfect. Now one thing I was a little worried about with the posing is that can this figure even stand on its own? There we go. It's able to stand on its own. It doesn't need the stand. Like the stand is over here. Like it's back there, so like it's not even on him. Let's see if I can rotate him. So it can stand on its own. It's just not the most exciting pose. Now Zeraora's tail, mane, what is it? You let me know what you think this is. I'm gonna say it's like its mane, but this has that like bendable material. You can kind of see like the little 3 dots in there implying the bendability, but like I don't know, it's not like quite as like I'm having to push pretty hard right there for it to kind of, I don't know, I was expecting more posability out of that. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe over time I can work it in and it'll flex a little bit easier, but you do kind of have to like really like massage, like, and it's really just this piece right there that's doing anything. Like that is not, you can see it like just goes right back to where it was. I don't know, the posability of this thing, I like the idea of it, but it's I don't know, this is not really working for me. Over on the head of Zeraora, like you do get some swivel there. You get pretty far over on that its right shoulder. Yeah, pretty equal on both sides there. Up and down movement. It's mostly going to be a forward movement, so you can look down. Pretty good articulation there. In the torso, you can bend him forward. Can we get the? So there's this like little joint just right through here that gives you some very light flexibility there. But then actually like here in its pelvis, you get quite a bit more out of the flexibility. So a lot of it basically coming from this hip like pelvis joint in there. As you can see, it goes like straight up and then down that far. let me get its paw out of the way. Down that far. Arms, we've you can rotate those all the way around like that. Both of them go all the way around. So there you go. And then the shoulder joints, like, I don't know, they look right there. They look like they can actually like fold down, but I cannot comfortably get those to go down. So he's kind of just like swole gym bro in it all the time, like just like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe mine's defective on that. Can you get your Zeraora's arms down? I can't get mine down. The hands, the paws, they do have this type of a 90-degree. Well, more than that. So that's an acute angle. So a little more than 90 degrees there, but can go basically flat out and then almost touch its chest. There's just a little bit of a gap there. On its other arm, same thing over there, and then basically almost touch its chest. Down on the legs, this is a little interesting. So like here, I can't really like rotate. Can't really rotate. They're pushing back on that, but you do get some like side to side lateral movement, I guess. Is that the word? And then, but if you do, let's see if I can make it do it. Yeah, if you rotate it backwards, you can start to see like the joint starts to expose itself there. Actually do see some like fading of the paint, so they didn't paint all the way up into those joints. I don't really want this to pop off though, but just, and yeah, I can feel it like click back in right there. So just, I don't know, something to be aware of. But I don't know if that's really a good pose anyways for that leg. Down here by this little flared bit, I don't know if is that a knee? There is like an attachment point there that piece alone gets from there all the way to there, and then doesn't really go this direction. You can kind of see there and there, and then same thing for the other leg, that joint. Some mild articulation to get some different poses. And then here on the ankle piece, that let's see, yeah, that does not rotate at all. And then the foot does have some surprisingly limited maneuverability there. Let me try to like isolate this. So that's all the way down and then all the way up. So all the way up and forcing it a little bit. Yeah, so you really don't get much out of these angles. I'm actually a little surprised. You do get, that's cool. Okay, there we go. You do get some swivel. That's pretty nice actually. So you can get some actually like really stanced out positions with it, you know? Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see what we can do. If you've never put together any of these stands, like there's this big platform right there, and then you've got this little guy that goes into the back of the figure, and then you've got this other one. So this little boinger right there goes into the base, like so, and then it will click. Like, let's see if you can hear it. Let's see if you can hear it. Like, we're just gonna skip that demo. And then you hook this other side. There's like it's like missing the other half, so you just go like that. Snap that on, goes on nice and firm, and then it's also very in there, so you can hear that ratchet like going. And then you have this little knob that goes. I guess it doesn't go in its back. It goes like right in that spot right there. So you're just gonna shimmy that into the. I'm not mature enough for this. And there you go. Then you got your Pokemon up on a stand. And he's just kind of like floating there, so you can get maybe some good jumping action shots, some attacking positions. And now that I'm actually getting into the posing of the figure, this is where the loose joints accusations kind of come into play. So I've got him in this, you know, little bit of like a sort of a fight stance. I don't know. I'm doing my best on, you know, really quick. But let me just hold him stable. So he's there. This hand, like at a certain point, like that dropped a lot. Like, and then it just kind of gave out. So just something to be mindful of, like especially in this arm, in the arm area. These joints are just a little loose. This one's not as bad. This one's actually holding up pretty good. But I do worry about this is a little loose. You can't really tell how hard I'm pushing on this right now through the camera, but just trust that I'm not tapping it very hard. So that so far that's my experience with the Zeraora figure. I like it personally, but I'm not going to say that it's a perfect figure. Like there are like the loose joints, you know, depending on the pose, may or may not affect you. I think it's a great looking figure. I think it's probably one of the better quality in terms of paint job and everything that I've seen out of a Jazwares figure, because most of them, we get a lot of misses. But as always, I'm interested to know what your experience has been, so if you've bought Zeraora, let me know. Do you also have loose joints? What are some of your gripes? What are you kind of seeing? Down in the comments. And if you don't have this figure, maybe just leave an emoji down there, whatever your favorite one is. Engagement. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Like, subscribe, send the video over to a friend who's maybe considering some Pokemon figures. Take care of each other out there, and I'll see you very soon on the next one.